Shri Kumzi Sidiso, Honorable Parliamentary Secretary. Honorable Thamtok Rinpoche, Madam Mishra, Honorable Thamtok Rinpoche, Keynote Speaker, Professor Madhumita Chattopadhyay. I now request our Chief Guest, the Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, to kindly light the sacred lamp and to inaugurate the 3-day conference. I request our distinguished guests on the dais to kindly join in the lamp lighting ceremony.
Homage to Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, the most respected Chief Guest of this foundation, His Excellency Brigadier Dr. V.D. Mishra, retired, the Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, and the Honorable First Lady, Madam of Arunachal Pradesh. Our guest of honor, Sri Tenzin Norgay Tongdok sir, Honorable Speaker, Legislative Assembly of Arunachal Pradesh, guest of honor, Sri Kumsi Sidiso, Honorable Parliamentary Secretary, PhD, Economics and Statistics, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, come MLA, Regional Guragaon constituency. Special guest, His Eminence Thamtok Rinpoche, Abbot, Namgyal Monastery, Dharamshala, as the Honorable Representative of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, who is invited specially to share with us the idea of His Holiness on the Buddhist education for modern society. Superintendent of Police, West Kameng-District, ADC Sumchung, and the officers representing District Administration and the 5 Mountain Division. Our keynote speaker, Professor Madhumita Chattopadhyay, Jadavpur University, all the respected speakers, delegates representing modern and traditional institutions, the local delegates, observers invited from this region, media persons, the teaching and non-teaching staff of the Institute, and my dear students. At the very outset, I, on behalf of Ministry of Culture, Government of India, New Delhi, the organizer of this National Conference on Buddhist Education, and Central Institute of Himalayan Culture Studies, Dahung, the coordinating organization, I would like to extend my hearty welcome to all to this dignified event. This conference is an ambitious vision, and a specialized academic endeavor, and the century is Asia's century. But without Buddha's teaching, the century would not have been ours. This conference is also a collective venture of the Ministry of Culture and CIHCS Dahung to fulfill the mandate of the Institute, that is to promote higher learning and research in Himalayan and Buddhist studies. I passionately believe that this is an era where the development of Buddhist education is more important than development of Buddhism itself. It is in almost need of time to develop Buddhist education from the secular and academic perspective for creating happy individuals to establish peaceful society at large. To materialize this grand vision, all the Buddhist institutions and the departments and centers of the modern university should come together into a single platform with the innovative ideas and utmost dedication. This conference on Buddhist education is such a platform through which we can proceed to that grand vision. It is expected that if the modern science proves any of Buddhist ideas wrong, to have this confidence among us or the Buddhist scholar, study of Nalanda also hope that all the monasteries and nunneries will because His Holiness in his epoch-making book, namely The Universe in a Single Atom, says that if the modern science proves any of Buddhist ideas wrong, then he is willing to give up that idea. This statement indicates that His Holiness is challenging the modern science with full confidence. To have this confidence among us or the Buddhist scholar, study of Nalanda philosophy, especially philosophy of Acharya Nagarjuna, Acharya Arya Asanga, Acharya Dignaga, and the commentaries of their followers is essential. It is also hoped that all the monasteries and nunneries will enthusiastically focus on Buddhist education as the mandate, as per the vision and direction of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I invite and request all delegates participating in this conference to engage in thorough scholarly discussion to delve into the challenges so as they can come up with innovative ideas for mitigating those challenges. I hope this conference will be a path-breaking event in national arena where every participant will earnestly participate to accomplish the prime objective of the conference. Last but not least, I would like to convey my hearty welcome to you all once again, and would like to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency and all the great minds present here for gracing this occasion. Jai Hind, Jai Jagat.
Thank you. I now request Professor Madhumita Chattopadhyay of Jadavpur University, Kolkata, to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Good morning. His Excellency, the Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, Brigadier Dr. B.D. Mishraji, the Honorable First Lady, Madam, respected Director of CIHCS, and His Excellency Thamdok Rinpoche Sir, Honorable dignitaries on the dais, and other distinguished delegates, students and scholars assembled here. The topic of this national conference is Buddhist education. The topic of my keynote address is Buddhist education, its uniqueness and novelty. The term education is derived from the Latin word educare, which etymologically means to lead out. Thus it means the leading out or developing or shaping the inner potentialities that lie hidden in the child. Accordingly, education stands for the process of training, nurturing, and also molding the knowledge, character, and personality of a human being. It is thought of as the process of transmitting the values and accumulated knowledge of a society to one who is not acquainted in them. In this sense, it is equivalent to what social scientists regard as socialization or inculturation. Children of any country or of any child are born, as Locke says, with a clean slate or a tabula rasa, without any culture, any value system. It is the education that acts as the window through which the rays of knowledge relating to different aspects of life come in and write on that clean slate. Thereby help the child to grow up to become a full-fledged, developed human being. Accordingly, Aristotle defined education to be the process of creating a sound mind in a sound body. In India, the orientation being a bit different one from that of the West, emphasis is given on the ethico-spiritual aspect of man. The goal of all academic pursuits has been to know the ultimate reality, the self, Atmanam Vidhi. In the famous dialogue between Jagyavalkya and Maitreyi, occurring in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we have the essence of the Indian inquisitive mind. Janaham namrita syam, janaham king kurja. What shall I do with that which does not lead me to immortality? The immortality spoken of is not the nectar which is mentioned in the mythology, but stands for the transition from this world of suffering and falsity to the world of enlightenment, reality. Buddhism as a religion does not admit the existence of any permanent self or Atman. Still, it believes the goal of all philosophical pursuits to be the attainment of a state which will enable the individual to get rid of all sorts of sufferings. After a long process of ascetic practices and meditation, Buddha himself was able to attain the stage of nirvana. But he did not want to confine this knowledge within himself. As a great teacher, his mission was to show the ordinary human beings engulfed in the world of sorrow the way of getting rid of such suffering. Since the root cause of this suffering was the removal, was the ultimate goal of Buddhist religion, is the removal of ignorance. This ignorance is never the mere lack of information. It is a description of the fundamental condition of human being, an analysis of the very structure of human nature, and also an analysis of the process through which human beings know. It follows then that knowledge or pragya cannot be reduced to mere information. It is a radical restructuring of the ways in which we know. In Buddhism, this restructuring of the ways of knowing has direct soteriological effect. With the development of pragya within oneself, one develops an insight into the habitual patterns of human mind and the skillful ways or means bio as to how we can change such habitual patterns. This learning process brings in a desire to work for the welfare of all fellow beings. In other words, the essence of Buddhist teaching is to initiate compassion in the human mind. Buddhist education, thus, has its root in the very fact of human suffering, and its goal is the attainment of the stage of nirvana in which all these sufferings will be mitigated. Now, the ultimate goal of Buddhist education was the ideal of removal of all kinds of suffering. The Buddhist education system brought in several other secondary goals en route to this ultimate goal. These secondary goals covered almost all the aspects of human life, starting from the basic methods of socialization and social development up to the attainment of meditational accomplishments through the removal of false doctrines deterrent to the ultimate goal of nirvana. Buddhism appreciates the diversities of human personalities and requirements, and in surveying Buddhist educational undertakings, we find a very rich flowering of techniques and even of the secondary goals. The Buddhist concept of anatta gives their entire philosophical system, including their education, a new orientation. In accordance with the view that there is no spiritual substance in man, man is not regarded as a microcosmic soul emanating from and awaiting to be absorbed in the macrocosmic soul, nor is he looked upon as a product of some gross physical elements to be annihilated at the time of death. Without admitting the existence of any permanent abiding self, the Buddhists are not opposed to the ideas of continuity and moral responsibility. Avoiding the two extremes of idealism and materialism, they explain human personality as a process of psychophysical phenomena interconnected by causal relation. Buddha had advised that in aspiring for liberation or nirvana, one cannot and should not attempt to determine when one's thought or mind would be free from the influxes of the asavas, just as the former cannot and does not hope to determine beforehand how and when his crop is going to mature and produce the harvest. So the Buddhist education system brought in several other secondary goals en route to this ultimate goal. These secondary goals covered almost all the aspects of human life, starting from the basic methods of socialization and social development up to the attainment of meditational accomplishments through the removal of false doctrines deterrent to the ultimate goal of nirvana. Buddhism appreciates the diversities of human personalities and requirements, and in surveying Buddhist educational undertakings, we find a very rich flowering of techniques and even of the secondary goals.
और ये बड़ी सीख है। वाकई इस संसार में दुख है, दुख के लिए कारण है, कारण के लिए निवारण भी है और निवारण के लिए मार्ग भी है, और इन सब का जो मूल है वह कर्म है। भगवान बुद्ध ने कहा कि इन सब का मूल कर्म है, और कर्म अगर सत्कर्म है तो मुक्ति मिलेगी, और सत्कर्म से ही ज्ञान मिलेगा, विवेक मिलेगा, और यह विवेक अध्ययन के माध्यम से होता है। अब आप सोचिए कि यह जो उन्होंने बताया कि सत्कर्म ज्ञान से होता है, ज्ञान अध्ययन से होता है, और जो उन्होंने अपनी टीचिंग दी वो आम आदमी के क्षमता के लिए दी, मध्यम मार्ग। वो मध्यम मार्ग उन्होंने आम आदमी वो कैसे उसको अटेन कर सके उसके लिए उन्होंने बताया, और उसमें उन्होंने बड़े बड़े यज्ञ, बड़े बड़े हवन, बड़े बड़े भोज, बड़ी तपस्या, घोर तपस्या या समाधि या हठ इत्यादि से हट के एक सरल तरीका बताया, मध्यम मार्ग बताया। और ये भगवान बुद्ध की जो देन है वो मैं समझता हूं कि मेजॉरिटी के लिए है, तमाम लोगों के लिए, और मेजॉरिटी इससे फायदा उठा पाई। दूसरा, भगवान बुद्ध ने कहा कि संसार में दुख है और इस दुख का कारण होता है। मार्ग बताए, वो भी मार्ग बहुत ही अद्भुत हैं। विश्वास, संकल्प, वाणी, अच्छा विश्वास, अच्छा संकल्प, अच्छी वाणी,
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा तमिल उत्कल गंगा नदी तरंगा